I get it. The market is hot at the moment and plenty of properties are selling at the done-up value, if not at a loss. You're putting in offers left, right and centre and always being outbid by a so-called property investor who hasn't run their numbers. In this video, I'm going to show you what to do if you're struggling to find your first property investment project. But wait, before we get into that, if there's one thing that you take away from this video, I want to touch on what I think is the most important thing behind all of this. Make offers. I simply cannot stress enough how important it is to actually put offers onto properties. Otherwise, if you have no offers, then nothing is going to be accepted and therefore you're not going to get yourself a property. It sounds really simple, but I see so many people on Instagram who post stories about tweaking their systems or spending a day refining their spreadsheet and kind of reworking the figures. This isn't what gets you the property. It's going out there, viewing houses and making actual offers on actual properties that may or may not be accepted. I can guarantee, as long as you're not making silly offers, then at some point, statistically speaking, one of those offers should eventually be accepted. So you just have to stick at it, keep ringing estate agents and keep making those offers on properties. Give yourself a challenge to start forming a habit and make sticking to that habit a goal that you want to reach every single week. That could be booking 5 viewings a week or making 3 offers in a fortnight. Whatever it is, you need to set that tangible target to keep hitting a habit on a weekly, daily or monthly basis. What is best about this is that estate agents will really start to take you seriously. If you're making active, real, genuine offers on properties, then they are more likely to call you up if they've got a fantastic deal just sat there on their desk, or if they've got a really busy, popular house and they want to squeeze the last few people in for viewings, then you could be the person that they call if they know that you're serious and you're quick to act. But what if you are making offers and nothing is coming through, nothing is being accepted? So it's been about 6 weeks so far and we've viewed loads of properties, but they're just all overselling for ridiculous prices. Even if they need a 20 or 30k refurb, they're just selling for the done-up value, which would be a massive loss. So I really need to change my strategy and plan at the moment. Something really needs to change to make this happen. I realised that the reason why it wasn't working is because I was pushing for a crazy 30% return on investment in a market which is super hot and overcrowded. It's not impossible to find them, but you'll end up wasting more time trying to find something rather than just getting your hands stuck into a project that might return 20% or less. Now, it's important to remember that opportunity cost is still a huge factor in this. What you don't want to be doing is spending 6 to 12 months just to find the one deal. Because if you are trying to find or chase 30% return on investment compared to 20%, there might be loads of 20% returns all around you that are available and people will accept if you put in the right offer. The difference being that if you end up being in the property world for 6 months longer, then that is going to be more beneficial than holding out just for the sake of 10% return and actually lose out another 6 months worth of time. A saying that I absolutely love is that it's better to spend time in the market than trying to time the market. And the reality is, if you're going to spend 6 months longer, then the capital appreciation that you're missing out on will probably start to eat into that additional return that you're trying to chase anyway. If you're a little bit unsure on your numbers, then I have a property deal analyzer and you can check out the link in the description, which will help you easily and quickly track, manage and analyze all of your property deals. Next is the art of following up. It's no secret that a lot of offers in the UK do fall through. This means that if you see that a house has an offer on it for an insane amount of money, then just keep an eye on it and then ring up the estate agent the next week and then the next week. And by doing this, at some point you might actually find a property that has fallen through because the buyer who made the silly offer in the first place has found that the bank won't lend them the money to accommodate their silly offer. So that's where you can come in and then save the seller and remove some of that stress for either the same or a better, lower offer that works for you. Yeah, hi. I just wondered if you had any offers fallen through on the properties that I offered on last week. No? Yeah, there is. Cool. I'll call back next week. All right. Thank you. Cheers. So, yep, I keep calling up and we're seeing if any offers are falling through. It is happening, but not on the properties that I've offered on yet. So we'll keep trying and I'm sure something will come through very soon. But by just turning up showed them that I am serious. And even though none of the offers really fell through while I was looking, it does happen. But they did invite me to view other properties that were new to the market or not even listed on Rightmove and Zoopla, which really, really helped. Now, I never really knew how to get on the good side of estate agents. It was talked about a lot on social media, but I just didn't get it. But actually, what I realized realised is that all you need to do is be serious, be professional, be on time, and make offers, and don't waste their time. Because if they can see that you are the real deal and you're definitely going to buy off them if the offer is right, then they're going to treat you seriously, they're going to get you into viewings at the last minute, and they're going to give you those all-important off-market deals. I was actually really surprised that I was getting calls from estate agents seeing if I wanted to view these random properties that I hadn't even searched for, but actually were absolute goldmine properties in decent areas. Thirdly, and again very important, is thinking outside of the box. In times like these when the property market is incredibly hot, the key and the best investors are the ones who can think more creatively and look at a property or a different strategy that isn't as competitive and doesn't have loads of bidders in a bidding war completely making properties go well above what they're worth. The reality is, since the pandemic, a lot of people are sat on a lot of extra cash. This means that everyone is looking to invest their money somewhere or do something different for the very first time. The pandemic has taught us that working from home can be an absolute reality, and also it's made others realise that they don't want to be commuting 9 to 5 every single day into a major city. So creating another form of business is what people have been doing. Hence, all of this adds into the popularity in the property market at the moment. Instead, looking for something that's a little bit different can really pay dividends here. This is because you're reducing the competition, which means that if it's less competitive, then prices are going to be less likely to go above market value. Instead of looking for the stereotypical bathroom and kitchen that are from the 60s and an avocado bathtub and floral carpets, everybody else is trying to do the exact same thing. So what you should do instead is look for other opportunities. For example, you can look for done-up houses where the competition is less in terms of property investors looking for houses. But if you find a 2-bed property, you could then convert it into a 3-bed and still add value that way without having to do a full refurb, BRR, refinance, or putting a new kitchen or a new bathroom into the property. The big problem that I've noticed is that all the investors start in exactly the same place, either a buy-to-let or a BRR flip type project that's under 100k, roughly a terraced house somewhere in the north of the UK. This makes this particular segment of the market too competitive, so you need to look at a broader spectrum away from where everybody else is looking to reduce that competition and have a high likelihood of getting a below market value property. If you can change your view on property and create an internal vision where you see opportunity where others do not, then this is really what's going to remove the amateurs and leave some diamonds in the rough for you to tackle. So it's been a few weeks of hard graft, but I have finally got a property that has been accepted and is below market value. It was on the market for 110. I originally offered 100 that was declined, and then after speaking to the vendor I went up to 106, which is still well below market value, which in the area is about £130,000. So after a 10k refurb, it's going to leave about £8,500 of profit. It's in a really nice area. There are 2 primary schools nearby and 1 secondary school, so there's great rental demand in the area, and actually there's not much competition, which is really exciting. The bathroom needs completely taking out. The kitchen I think I can salvage, and then the rest of it is just carpets and the cosmetic decor of the property. So it should rent out for about £650 a month, and hopefully I can get a nice family in there to stay for 2 to 3 years. Even though I'll be tying money up into this property, it's still going to make about £26,000 profit after 2 years when you factor in the net rental income, the uplift and the value from the refurb at the beginning that I'm tying in, and then also the capital appreciation in the area. And that's how I did it, making sure that I focused on viewing properties, making offers, and actually being out there in the properties, because tweaking my spreadsheet, reviewing my goals, or posting about optimizing my systems isn't actually going to get me any further and get that very first property. So going through all of this has really taught me a lot, and I'm going to take a lot of this into the second and beyond properties that I'm looking for in my property investing journey. If you've got any struggles holding you back, let me know in the comments what it is that's holding you back from getting your very first property investment deal. If you enjoyed this video, you can check out my one on the top here, which is my day in the life of a property investor, or you can check out the one on the bottom, which is my deep dive and very first plans of my buy-to-let property that I'm working on at the moment. So feel free to choose one of these, and I will see you in the next video.